Hello and welcome back to art class. Today is our last week on this project, which is the 2-point perspective treehouse. Just a reminder that everything should line up with your two vanishing points that you should have on the middle of the paper on each side. That should be pretty much taken care of. Last week we did the shading with our colors on the tree. The last thing I want to go over is I want to give you an option to how to do like a glass window. I'm going to take it's not my idea, this is an idea that comes from basically cartoons and comic books. And what I'm going to show you is really only going to work really well for a daytime picture. And it's going to be a reflections glass. Now, if you want it to be like nobody's home and there's no light in there, you could just easily color these black, or color them a door. The door can be any color. You just need to put a handle on it so they know they can get in it. But for like a window that nobody's home, you could do it as black. If you want to do more of a nighttime, maybe your picture is going to be a sunset or a nighttime picture, so you have stars in your background, then you might have yellow, lightly colored the windows. I would not leave them white. Yes, technically I know there's white lights, but the white will end up making it look like you didn't remember to color, so it would be something you need to shade in. What I'm going to show you now is just going to work for a daytime window, so it's glass. So this is something that you might see in in a cartoon or a comic book. You need still your colored pencils. You're going to want your pencil and eraser, and then obviously your picture. So in a lot of comic books and drawings or anything like that of the windows, the windows end up reflecting the sky because people have trouble drawing a glass going through an object. So what they do is they put a streak of white going through the glass, and then they color the rest of the window blue. So it's just reflecting the light from the sky. It's actually pretty easy. Now I'm going to show you this one. Okay, so that's an easy one. Okay. I'm going to do another one here, and that might be where it kind of zigzags a little bit. That's another way that you might have it, and they might have a small streak off the side. And basically all it is just a bright reflection of something. It doesn't really have a direction from what is causing it. It's just their way of showing glass. And you'll see it in a lot of cartoons, you'll see it in a lot of comic books, and it's just a kind of a handy way to do it. You want to use either a light blue, like I'm using this sky blue, but if you do a regular blue very, very lightly, it'll work as well. I have a tendency to make my slant goes the same. Well, it doesn't really matter. You can make it go anywhere. If you want a glass door, you can, but that's probably maybe not the best way to go. I think I'm going to just darken my doors. So I'm going to finish up my windows, and then the rest of the picture, you just need to color. Just make sure that if you think it should have kind of some shading, like this piece right here, maybe one side is light and then one side is a little bit darker, just like I did here, just to help with the 3D thing. And you'll have to make those choices as you go. I also encourage color mixing. So like in the grass, maybe it's not just one color green, maybe it's a couple colors of green. Or maybe you have some flowers down there. Or maybe there's a little truck left by your little brother or sister, or there's a sandbox, just whatever you got going on. And then also remember that your sky does not have to be just plain blue. Maybe the sun is setting, maybe it's nighttime, maybe there's a storm out. So give it some variety, or at least some thought onto that. All right, I'm going to fast forward at this point and just continue working on this, and then then I'll meet you at the end. All right, so I have completed the coloring. This is what I need you to do is get yours. Again, it's okay to mix the colors and do different kinds of sky and things like that. Make sure you've colored in the windows and the door. As you can see, I just did a black door just to make it easy, like nobody's home. I do not recommend leaving a white window. I know, again, I said that earlier. It just doesn't look like a finished product if you do that. All right, when you're done, upload your picture to Google Classroom, and also remember you can use this photo and upload it to the Padlet. We are running low on time for adding pictures to the Padlet Virtual Art Show. So, because we only got a couple more weeks before I'm going to release that to the public so that they can look at it. So I have to have all the photos uploaded. So anybody that's on an old assignment that they forgot to do, go back, do it, upload it to Google Classroom for me, and I will see you next week.